Welcome to the Reunion Podcast, where traction, nourishment, and thriving in business and life come full circle. We're your hosts, the founders of Reunion, and each week we're going to sit down with incredible entrepreneurs from our community to shine a light on their stories, the bold moves that create real traction, and the raw truth behind their challenges and wins. If you're ready to be inspired, grow alongside a powerful network, and see what it really takes to thrive, you're in the right place. If you'd love to be a guest on the show, head to thrivewithreunion.com to join the movement. And don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. All the links are in the show notes. Now let's dive in.
All right, we're here today for the Reunion Podcast, the TNT Podcast with Trent and Teresa Spafford. Excited to have you guys here with us, the Anaviv team, the water people. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Go ahead, baby.
Well, let's see. Where do I start? I got it. A lot of people ask me, how did I get into the water business?
Yeah.
And it really started when I was 5 months old, when my father was terribly and tragically killed in a car accident. So my mom was left as a widow to raise me at a very young age, right?
Oh.
So me and my older sister. And so my mom taught me how to be the man of the house, where if she went to buy a car, I was 5 years old, I was in tow watching my mom.
And you were already this big, so
Well,
people were scared of you already.
Yeah. So I went to buy a couple cars with her. She taught me how to negotiate. She taught me how to sell. She was an amazing saleswoman. She was an amazing woman. And so now, fast forward, I'm 15. And I was a big kid then. I was 6'1", 200 pounds at age 15. I looked more like her boyfriend than her younger son,
Yeah.
So she called me downstairs I was upstairs, and she said, "Hey, this salesman is coming over. Come on down, and he's going to do a demonstration for us on soft water." So I sat next to my mom, and about an hour later, this guy was doing his demonstration, and it was really, really interesting. He looked at my mom and said, "So, Mrs. Spafford, what do you think?" And she looked at me and said, "I don't know, Trent, what do you think?" And so at 15, I helped negotiate the sale with this salesman, and we bought the system. And then he said, "Hey, will you walk me out to my car?" And I was like, "That's weird. It's dark." And okay. So I walked him out, and he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, what do you do for work?" And I said, I was 15, but I didn't tell him that. And I was a bagger at a grocery store, making about like $2.89 an hour minimum wage.
Plus tips.
Yeah, right.
Utah
Baggers?
County, probably lots of good tips.
Sure.
Yeah. So, and we grew up in Utah, Salt Lake County.
Okay.
And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, I want to offer you a job." And I said, "Well, I can't do what you do." And he goes, "No, just go door to door and try to get people to try out a water softener for 30 days for free."
Wow.
And so I was like, "Well, if it's free, how do I make money?" He goes, "No, we'll advance you $100 off those that buy, or any of them. You get it installed, I'll pay you $100 no matter what. Whether they buy, they rent it, or they pull it back out. If it gets installed, then you'll make $100." And so my first Saturday, I went out after he took me out one night. He got two that night when he trained me. And I'm like, "Wow, $200 in one night? That's good money." So I go out on the next Saturday by myself. I rode my 10-speed bike out into this neighborhood. I get out there, and no cell phones, just a clipboard, one little page flyer, and a pen. And I did 8 my first day.
Wow.
So I thought, wow, I've died and gone to
Yeah,
heaven.
that might as well have been $1 million
Yeah.
for a 15-year-old kid.
So that's how I got into it.
Okay. I thought it was going another way. Like when I was 5 months old, I
I know.
preferred water to milk. And I was like, man, how do you remember that? Because someone must have told you. But you've always been the water guy since
Yeah.
15 years old.
Yeah.
You have a passion for it. I know your passion for water is very different than just softeners. It's
Yeah.
the whole complete like chemicals and systems. And we've had conversations at length about this
Yeah.
with how bad our water supplies are basically nationwide without having good filtration and good, reverse osmosis and all the things that you guys do
Yeah.
to make it safe to drink.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is nice purified water in your.
It is.
In fact, I was going to offer you some other water, but I thought, no.
Microplastics.
This is the last people that you like to give water
Maybe
to.
not.
Well, and then, so I started my first company when I was 26 years old now. Sold that company, got out of water for just a little bit. And then I met this beautiful woman, and she kind of regrounded me. I went through a divorce, and she went through a divorce, and we met together. And it was really awesome. So together, we created and founded Anaviv. And it's been a great ride. She has really made a huge difference, in our company.
And how long ago was that you founded the company, Anaviv?
The end of really 2016, but officially January of 2017.
Okay.
And then when did you move to Pleasant Grove? When did you move the business to Pleasant Grove?
We moved a week before COVID shut down.
Yeah.
So
The 2 weeks.
February
March of
29th
2020.
of
The
2020.
2-week shutdown. March 17th? No, wait, what was this?
So we moved in the end of February,
Okay.
So February 29th is when we moved
my
in.
gosh.
Yeah, into Pleasant Grove,
Yep.
I was on a cruise.
which was
in
a
the Caribbean
blessing, actually.
during-
Very blessed that we got led to Pleasant Grove.
Yeah. We were definitely guided. Yeah.
And I will testify to that.
Yes.
I have a fun story about these two. First of all, I love them a lot, and I'm so grateful that they're here.
Grateful to be here.
So we had met. We hadn't really become friends yet. And I'm a city councilor in Pleasant Grove. And
Humble brag.
No, just that was
Just to
my
brag.
position.
No.
Not humble. No. And we had a boil order. And I just sent a text and just said, can people come over and get water? You literally opened up your back doors, and people with their own containers, they would come through. These guys would fill up their water. It was such a miracle. So you were supposed to come to Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
Well, and what's interesting is that was 2020. And then in 2021, we had another boil order.
Yes.
Same thing happened.
Yeah.
And then in 2022, we had a boil advisory. And for those of you that are maybe watching, a boil advisory or a boil order is where there's a bug in the water, a pathogen, a parasite, or
whatever.
E. coli
Yeah.
that can kill you. Like under the wrong circumstances, you hit with that.
If you're compromised, young, old, yeah.
Yep. And so, we took the same water and put it through our amazing protocol.
Yeah.
And took Pleasant Grove water and transformed it into Anaviv water. And so that's where we were giving out Pleasant Grove water, the same water that had it, but
But
we
clean.
purified and cleaned it out and gave it away.
Yeah.
And there's kind of an interesting story also about the name Anaviv. A lot of people call it Anaviv, whatever. But when we were looking at really Teresa was working for a big network marketing company doing events all over the country. I'll let you tell that story and when you joined. But there's kind of an interesting story. I'll tell that story after Teresa tells everyone why she decided to come to work for Anaviv instead of this big company.
So
'Cause of
take
you,
it away,
Trent.
Teresa.
Because of you, Trent.
Well, obviously, what's kind of funny about Trent is we're innovative in the water industry, right? We're doing things that we're trying to change old school mentality of water and
Yeah.
how people are learning about what's in their water. And so some of Trent's old school is still there, where he likes paper. And so when we got married, he had all the stacks of clients that were on paper, and I'm like,
Hard copy.
hard copy. I'm like,
I understand.
Yeah.
how are you keeping track of these clients?
He knew where everything was.
Right, it was all everywhere
Only
in
him
the
knew.
office. So I took everything and put it in the cloud and to get us more current on how we do business, and kind of just went from there. So it was one of those things that I was working so many hours for someone else, and at one point Trent just said, "Do you want to build someone else's dream or do you want to build ours?" And
I
that
love
was a
that.
huge aha, and that's kind of how we formed it together. And it's kind of contagious. His passion for water, it just kind of rubs off on you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about water, really. I lived in Harriman, Utah, one of the craziest water in all of the state, would you say?
Yeah.
Where you can go
A lot
from
of issues in the water out there.
multiple different well water. But I had purchased with my ex-husband a Parade of Homes, if everyone knows,
Yeah.
Parade of Homes. A very nice home at the time, and didn't know you're supposed to have a water softener or anything like that. And when we moved in, our appliances, like our dishwasher, just kept like malfunctioning.
Mineralizing, yeah.
And finally I called a plumber over, and he's like, well, you have hard water. And I was like, what does that mean? Young couple. And he said, you're going to need to replace your dishwasher. It's shot. And so I replaced it, got a water softener. Still had to get another one replaced. We went through 3 dishwashers. They didn't know how to program our water softener correctly. They just threw it in and just like, here you go, here you got your softener. And that's all I knew, right? And so then, of course, I start dating the Aquaman, and he educates me real quick on, I'm like, yeah, my appliances were breaking down in Harriman, and he told me why, the hard water, but it's not just so much what it's doing to your appliances, it's what's happening with your health.
Yeah, inside
right?
the body.
It's the contaminants and all of that it's not just what you're drinking, it's what you're bathing in. And so it became contagious, and obviously my passion as well, growing this business together. So
Yeah.
So
There you go.
what was the name of the company you came from?
Well, so
USANA,
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
so health sciences.
Yeah, yeah.
And I learned so much from, can I tell the story then?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll keep talking.
Good.
So Dr. Myron Wentz, who founded USANA,
microbiologist, very scientific guy.
very intelligent, awesome individual. He was looking, something he had a passion about, he was looking for someone, at the same time I got hired, he was looking for someone for all of his, when they go to a convention, and us being in Utah, we know there's a lot of network marketing and a lot of conventions that they have. So to his attendees, he wanted to make sure that these attendees knew that Utah, he would distribute clean, ultra purified water. He was trying to find someone to source that for his attendees at the downtown Salt Lake Convention Center, and at Vivint, at the time was called Vivint Arena, now it's the Delta Center again. And so word got around that this is what my husband did, and so we became their main people to help transform the Delta Center, or Vivint at the time, and the Salt Palace into ultra purified water for all of his attendees.
Wow.
And they had us install this. We had custom designed it.
I can't even imagine.
We installed it, and it was for a week. They had the whole convention center for a whole week. Not only the Delta Center, but also the Salt Lake Convention Center. They had both. And so we purified all the water on site, and all the little water dispensers throughout the whole convention with cups, it was all Anaviv pure water. We hooked up like a 5,000 pound ice maker. So all of the ice was pure.
Wow.
All of the water was pure. Their coffee was made with purified water in the kitchen. It was really awesome because of his commitment to
Pure.
the people that worked with him,
Yeah.
to
That's
purity
cool.
and cleanliness. And
Yeah.
it was really awesome to do that.
So tell me about the name, Anaviv.
So when I was looking at rebranding in the end of 2016, I wanted a unique name that meant something, that had real meaning, not like Spafford water, or you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I started looking into different names, and so I found Ena is a Greek word that means the origin or beginning. So the origin, and then Viv is life, like so the beginning of life, the original life, and so that's what Anaviv means. It's a Greek and a French word put together, Anaviv, and it means the original life. So since it isn't just since I was 15, I've learned about water softeners that very first night with my mom. But water softeners are the least most important thing to do. Yeah, you want to get rid of hard water, but we don't recommend normal softeners. 'Cause now I've learned through our research that they breed bacteria They also use so much water to do this rinse with salt water. Salt water is a rinse aid for a filter that's inside a water softener, which is a breeding ground for bacteria. And so it's way more than just water softeners, like what Teresa was saying a minute ago. But it's about the toxins that are in the water. It's about the heavy metals and lead and fluoride, which we were part of getting fluoride banned in the whole state of Utah. That was
Thank you.
in part from our research firm. And so everything we do is trying to get people back to the original life, getting people off of plastics. They reach for bottled water, and little do they know how many, not only the chemicals in the water from the plastics, but
You have no idea where that water's come from.
but the microplastics and the really small particles of plastic, they're now saying that if you drink 2 bottles a day of water, and I know people that drink 5, that's all they drink is plastic bottled water, single serves. But at 2 liters a day, 2 1-liter containers, you will, in a year, have over a quadrillion nanoparticles of plastic in your body. And now we're finding that these toxins and plastics affect the endocrine system, hormonal disruption, your thyroid, but the big one is infertility.
Yeah.
So 50 years ago, infertility was 1 in 200 couples would have infertility rates. Today, it's 1 in almost 4.
Wow.
1 in 200 to 1 in 4 in 50 years. So what happened? And that's why we want to get back to this original life. Let's go backwards in some ways. Yes, technology is awesome. You know, we have so much to be grateful for. Like, we live in a day that's amazing, but it's a two-edged sword. And so Anaviv is getting people back to this original life concept. And water is the fundamental keystone. It's really the most important part.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, let's learn a little bit more about you personally. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You were here in Utah growing up. You were here in Utah growing up as well, both of you? Born and raised here in Utah?
Born and raised.
Been here the whole time?
The whole time.
All right. And so previous marriage, you had kids?
Yep.
How many kids?
3.
And you were previously married with how many kids?
2.
So do you have just the 5 between you?
Lost 1 at birth.
Okay.
And then I have 2 living daughters, and
A son and daughter.
Okay.
And they're really close in age. So when we met, we had Autumn and Moses that were, when we met, they were like 7. Now they're 25.
Okay.
And then Addie and Malia are the younger ones, and they're 22 and 23 and 22.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Time flies.
So empty nest, or are they some living with you still?
No empty nesting right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2
Right now, because they might
right
come
now.
back?
They come and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I've got one that's been out and back, and I think he's on his 3rd time back.
There you
Looking
go.
forward to him leaving again.
yeah.
Even
Best
though
thing
love
I
him,
did was
love him the
build
best.
an apartment adjacent to my house. So
Oh,
when they
that's
come,
nice.
Have a place to stay, but not with
They
you.
can rent
Yeah.
the apartment.
they rent the apartment, and we've just made it so that they can go to college. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's
Awesome.
how I've contributed to
That's
their
great.
college.
And you guys
Yeah.
live up in Alpine,
Yeah.
We do.
2 houses down from our friend Aaron.
Yes,
That's
we
right.
do.
Yep.
Yep.
So, Aaron, do you have any comments from the peanut gallery? Well behaved.
We try. We try.
Good neighbors. I love
Actually,
it.
when we both said that when we were starting Reunion, we had our short list. And we said, well, I want Trent and Teresa. And Aaron's like, what? You know Trent and Teresa?
How do you know that?
So you were on
My neighbors?
You were on the short list from everyone.
Oh, I
It
love
was
it.
cool.
So,
Oh no, reunion's
Well, we
been
do
great.
see his little cute dog walking around. He's got the cutest little dog, and he's just walking around
Is
the
it
whole
Pepper?
neighborhood.
Wait,
Oh,
what's
I
the name
didn't-
of your dog? Pippin.
Pippin.
That's right, Pippin.
Okay.
Scotty?
Cute dog.
Scotty Pippen?
Sure.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Had the whole team.
Jordan and Pippin. You're from Jersey. Why did you love the Bulls?
I live in Chicago, so it's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
There you
right.
go.
Now we have an
Cute little
actual
Pippin.
guest that's not on the show.
Yeah.
But we can't hear your comments. So, Gaynor, can you mic him up, please?
No, we're teasing. Gaynor hops up.
We love
on
Alpine
it.
though. Alpine seriously is a beautiful place, very quiet. We've lived there now 8, going on 9 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then our offices are in Pleasant Grove, so it's just a
Straight.
hop skip
Yeah.
Yep.
down the road.
Yep.
So yeah.
All right. So being in business is really hard, especially together. I know that because I've been in business with my husband since 1991.
Yes.
So how do you run a business but then make sure that you go home and you're just Trent and Teresa? This is for everybody that's out there that has a business with their spouse.
Yeah, and they've been advised not to work with their family
Right.
members.
We really are together pretty much
Yeah, it is.
24/7. And I have a very A brain that doesn't
Type
ever
A.
shut off. And so we're definitely a yin and a yang, for sure. Like he's like, when we get home, Teresa, Janine, time for you to turn it off. And I have a really hard time with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have
So he
boundaries.
helps me.
You know, I think, and it didn't really start out that we have really grown quite a bit. So we've now earned multiple awards for Best of State, 3 years in a row, Best of State. We won 4 Best of State awards in 3 years, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But working together is a challenge, but it's not impossible. But you really do have to have a time where, okay, we're not talking work.
Right.
When we get home, in fact, when we leave the office lately, it's been like, we are not talking about it because we've been under a lot of stress lately with growing our company and just some people that are trying to compete that used to work for us. And
Oh boy.
so even though they signed a non-compete, non-disclosures and all that, it's just a challenge. So we're going through a lot, but when we leave the office is really when we've just got to we can't talk work. We've got to get into relationship mode, and it's a little easier for me to do that than Teresa, but we're really working well together.
So it makes me giggle because we would leave the office together and we would pull into the driveway and I would run into the house and put on an apron. And then he would come in and I would say, "Welcome home."
How was your day?
Tell me all about it.
Tell me all about it. No, because
While
you
I
just,
cook you
there
dinner.
is that, you literally almost have to do something physical to just like rid yourself of the day so that you can just be the spouse.
Yep.
Yeah.
So true.
I'll
Anyway,
get the apron. Do you want me to wear it, or do you want
I
to
want
wear
to see
it?
that. I want to see that. I was going to say
that was just the
barbecue
physical
apron.
thing
Yeah.
of,
You can wear the apron.
All right, so outside of work, not talking about water for just a second.
Yeah.
Hobbies, things you guys like to do, fun things that, for as you date each other still, and you're, still being just Trent and Teresa, not the water people at home. What kind of hobbies do you guys like to do?
Wow. That's a hard one to
Hobbies?
answer.
What do you like
What
to do?
are they?
wow,
How do you
look at
spend
that.
your?
They just both went,
Huh.
wow.
How do you spend your time outside of work and outside, just other than life? Like, what do you guys like? Hike? I know you had a knee replaced recently, so probably not a lot of hiking there, but what do you guys like to do, hobbies-wise?
Yeah, his knees have really changed our way we do things lately.
But they're on the mend,
It was
looking better.
right at the shutdown of COVID, right about the time we moved in
Yeah.
to our location in Pleasant Grove. I slipped, and on a dock going out to the water it was still ice on the water, and I slipped and tore the cartilage in my right knee. And then I had knee surgery, and so it has been a real interesting thing. And then I had this knee replaced last February. This was supposed to have happened a week ago. The other knee replacement, I'm postponing this one to be done. So it's been hard for me and to get out and move about. But we do have 2 golden doodles.
Oh,
that
that's
are,
cute.
So those are
that's
okay.
kind of our
But
real hobby.
we, other than this last little bit of crazy, we like to go camping. We have a 5th wheel. Love to go out and take it out. And then this year has been a lot of concerts. We've
Yeah.
done a lot of just trying to
Oh.
disengage and go
Which
see
concerts have you been to?
concerts.
Like, what kind of music do you guys listen to?
We're very eclectic.
Okay.
Very
Country
eclectic.
is always good.
Okay.
So favorites this year were Dirks and Chris
Dierks Bentley.
Stapleton, and then we've got Alabama Shakes. I went to Cyndi Lauper.
Wow.
I mean,
that's
I
eclectic.
kind of
Very
feeling a
eclectic.
little Taylor Swifty over here with
No,
Trent.
we're
Maybe a
not
big Taylor Swift fan.
Swifties.
No,
We're not
actually, we have
Swifties.
not
Me either.
interviewed one person that's a Swift.
We had on
X-Nay on the
Monday. We asked our
Swiftie.
people
No,
if they were
me
Swifties, and we
too.
had no
Yeah,
Swifties.
no, not a Swiftie.
None of us are. My wife loves her.
Uh-oh, what we
Loves
got? We
her.
got to talk to the
so
wife.
sorry.
Whew, I can't stand her. I don't want to see her on TV. I don't want to see her at a Chiefs
No,
game.
I really liked the Chiefs a lot.
Used to. Yeah,
It-
now
I
I just
have a
want to
hard
lose
time.
every game and watch her cry.
It's funny that it's just interesting that she's so polarizing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking
On a
of
Swiftie.
the world.
But yeah, good concert year. That
We
went
do a lot
good.
of yard work. So
Okay.
We put in a yard in the back. We got a new fire pit, and
Oh.
yeah, we're
are
about
fun.
being outside.
I do love, though, that people that work and own their own business, we create a lot of spaces where we think someday we're going to sit.
someday.
And just,
and we never get there.
No.
I think we've been out there twice, 3 times this year.
Because the intent
Maybe
is like
more than
we need to relax
Well,
and just chill out and have a
it's
spot
like
for
relax. We want to relax,
Yeah.
but I know
Yeah.
we work a lot.
yeah.
Okay, so in the how many years you've been doing this?
since 2016, 2017, so 8 years officially as Anaviv.
Together. Yep.
Yep.
So biggest thing you've learned?
Biggest thing we've learned. That's a good question.
What we're learning right now is we're trying to scale. So the hardest thing that, it's about really getting in front of the right people. It doesn't matter what business you're in, whether it's real estate or selling water treatment or educating people or, healthcare, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs customers. And having a consistent stream of qualified leads is really, the marketing aspect of that is really a challenge because we've been slammed busy with all these leads coming in and don't know what to do. There's too many leads. And then it dips and you're like, oh my gosh, where are the leads? So it's always this battle of, how do I get in front of the right person? And we have developed together a unique research process. And I think that really the biggest thing I've learned for me is that you really got to put it out there to the world is what's your why. Not what is your what or your how. If you're selling cars, that's your what, right? But why? Why do I choose that car dealership over any other one? And I think really leading with a purpose-driven statement, what is your why, is the biggest thing. And that attracts those people who already believe what you believe. And and I love what Simon Sinek teaches about that with lead with your why. And probably the most popular TED Talk is Simon Sinek talking about that. And so I really adopted that early back in 2010. But we really lead with our heart, and it's about the why. Giving away free water to the community, nonstop,
I know it was
without a bait and a switch. Not like, hey, well, talk to us, and if you buy something, then you can have free water. No, it's free to the whole community. And then working with the nonprofit Charity Water, everybody we meet with, instead of, giving them a set of steak knives like water softener companies do, we make an actual donation to a nonprofit that drills wells and saves lives instead of a set of steak knives or dinner for 2 at Chili's. And I used to do all that, but
You've honed
really
in.
leading with the why, no matter what your why is, no matter what your product is, the what, leading with why it really helps identify those who believe what you believe.
So what is your why?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we've been lied to. I'm a truth teller, and there is, because water is ubiquitous, it's everywhere. The toxins are ubiquitous, they're everywhere. And a lot of people have this misunderstanding that because we live in Utah and we see the snow and they think we're gonna drink that when it melts. And 95% of the state of Utah is on deep well water, and we have some of the most polluted soil in the entire country, right here in Salt Lake County, in Utah County. We have Geneva Steel, we have Old Sharon Steel, we have the
Kennecott.
5th largest polluter in the entire United States is in our backyard, Kennecott Copper Mine. We have been lied to about the water supplies, and so my purpose is to tell the truth about the most important element to life is water. You can have air, you can't control that, but you can control the water that you bathe in. and that you ingest, and why we need to get off of plastics. We're being lied to there. The petroleum companies have completely lied about BPA-free products. They've just switched, and I always say, it's like if you're a smoker and you're smoking Camel and you switch to Marlboro and you go, hey, I quit smoking because I switched brands. That's ridiculous. Yeah. You're still smoking, pal. So when people say, oh, I'm on BPA-free plastic, yeah, it's worse than BPA.
It's just a marketing. Yeah.
It's a marketing ploy. We've been lied to in so many areas of our lives. That is my why. And I stand up for those people that have been wrecked with water contamination in their life.
Yeah. And they don't even know it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know that that's the source of why they don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So I've got
I love that.
two questions. I'm going
Hey,
to
I
ask
wanted
them
to
both.
I had mine.
You're not allowed to ask questions. I'm
No,
sorry.
I have
No, I'm sorry.
mine. No.
Just kidding. Go
Right.
ahead.
You have your why.
Yeah.
Go.
I thought you wanted to ask a
say,
question.
mine's
I apologize.
people.
I was
Mine's
playing
all
with
about
you.
people, right? You just never know who you're going to meet
Yeah.
and what their story is and how you can help each other or help them. And then that leads down the road 10 years later, how that comes back to you. And so mine's all about just relationships and people is where it comes down to. And just like so many interesting stories that we've had or experienced of changing people's lives, honestly. Yeah. And we, just like the other day, just to go backwards a little bit, when we were talking about water softeners breathing bacteria, we had a client find us that she has what's called CIRS, C-I-R-S. It's a mold toxicity disease. Oh. And she got it from her water softener. She had black mold coming through her pipes because of an old water softener not being cleaned, because people don't know you're supposed to sanitize your water softeners pretty
4
frequently.
times a year.
Pretty frequently.
Oh, crap.
And yeah, she has videos and everything of all this black mold, and she lives in Alpine.
Yeah.
And and for her to find us and how we connected, and it's just because of people relationship building that she, led to us. And it's an awesome story to hear how installing our equipment is just night and day of her health. And those are the kind of stories that just are pretty awesome. And that's why we keep going.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
so
hard.
cool.
So that's obviously an ideal client for you guys, right? They've
Yeah.
realized they have a problem. They need help. There's a pain there. There's a knowledge there. And they find you guys and are like, please help me. You're like, perfect.
Well, and beyond that too, so many people don't even know that they're not even asking the question yet.
No.
Because they just are naive. They don't
Right.
know that they don't know. And
You're
so really,
assuming.
yeah, really, we love to educate people that are just curious. Like, maybe there is something in the water that could be affecting me. And I think intuitively people are connected to that message, And my grandmother told my mom, and my mom told me, maybe it's as simple as what's in the water. And so we're finding out today with the research that it is in fact that there are toxins in the water that really wreak havoc on our body. I mean, neurological brain disorders, all kinds of skin issues, not just from hard water, but the toxins. And so when I look at, we want to educate in a way that somebody can find out information for real, not with a sales pitch, and just learn about what's in the water, and then decide from there if you want to go to the next step, which would be, hey, I'm looking for solutions, but let's at least inform the people first, and that's what I'm passionate about.
Oh, I love that.
I forgot what the two questions were.
I'm just so blown away.
Oh, yeah, I remember one of them, and I'll try to remember the other one later. But you and I, we've all had conversations at length about the ideal type of customers for you guys that could be replicatable, right? We talked about builders, contractors that are building homes for people, and just letting you guys educate, be part of that sales process in there, building a nice new home, that they don't want to, build a nice new home and not have a water softener, and find out the hard way. Man, I'm replacing my refrigerator. My ice has weird, stuff on it in my freezer. My dishwasher went out. My furnace went out, or my water heater went out. Especially if you have a tankless water heater in Utah, you get really a lot of hard water through that tankless water heater really fast, and they blow up and you got $3,500 for a new one. So just educating the home buyer in that sales process when they're building a brand new home, they should have, with the brand new appliances, those new water softener and water filtration in the home at that same time. So for our listeners, for the other people that are in Reunion, as you know, these types of companies, so we're talking contractors, custom home builders.
Any real estate agent. So like if you're an agent and you're either selling a new home or an older home, and let's say the older home had a water softener in it, they need to be sanitized. And so we have a service that we can do that for an agent's home for free. We just want to we'll do that. We'll sanitize the softener totally for free. If they're buying a new home, even if it's an old purchase, like, you're buying an older home or a new build, people don't even think about what's in the water before they move into a neighborhood.
No.
We're not taught to.
We're not. But we'll check for radon, and we'll get a radon test. But the water companies, most people don't realize that every neighborhood, every city has a water toxicology report that's published once a year. And then you get that, if you look at it, you're lost. It's so, and it's very confusing intentionally, I believe.
Yeah, it scared the public.
Yeah.
It would scare them,
If they knew how to read it. And so we can educate, a home buyer. Most water softeners or water treatment are bought within the first year of buying a new home. Within 70% of water treatment equipment is sold, according to all kinds of research, within the first year of somebody being a home buyer. And then they get hit by water softener companies, and all they want to do is talk about hard water. And yeah, that's important, but way more important are the toxins that cause cancer.
Yeah.
To talk about that.
Yeah.
And that's where we really shine. We are not a water softener company. We can get them for people. We don't recommend them. We recommend soft water, just not with one of those old water softeners that are being sold.
Yeah. Okay. And the other one was lots of years of entrepreneurship here, starting at a very young age. I really thought your entrepreneurial journey started at 5 months old for a second. I was like, how is he going to wrap this up?
It did start then.
From starting at 5 months old.
There was a path.
I'm sorry to hear about your father. My father also passed away about 10 years ago, so that's rough.
Yeah.
It's never knew your father, right?
No.
But you had to be the man of the house.
Yeah.
Maybe robbed a little of your childhood from you. But you had to be the man the whole time. But lessons learned in entrepreneurship, that if you were talking to somebody just starting out, what advice would you give them?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You heard it here first, folks. Don't do entrepreneurship.
Don't teach you all the things about being a small business owner or a business owner in general.
Yeah.
There needs to be someone or some way to this, here's 101.
101, yeah.
Of all the things.
Here's a black book of what's really going to happen.
Well, my favorite is when people say, well, I just want to I want to have the freedom of my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's a lie.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's why we don't
It's
have
a
many
scam.
hobbies. When you're
No.
hobbies, we're like, what is that?
And especially if you have a
Maybe
business that has
later.
a deadline. So when there's a job and it has to be done by a certain time, then you have no free time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not yours.
It is definitely not for the faint of heart, and be ready. Where there's lots of, what's the saying, the harder it is, the bigger the reward,
Yeah, sure.
and just have to go for it,
Yeah.
and risk. You have to risk.
And
You have
when
to risk.
during those moments of weakness and times of man, did we do the right thing?
Yeah.
I think we had that conversation
Oh, yeah.
yesterday.
Yes.
Are we doing the right thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
we are. Oh, okay.
Should we just be a mom and pop shop and
Yeah.
just,
Do we
Yeah.
really want to
We
go?
really wanna scale.
Yeah.
We are selling nationwide now. Right now we are.
Wow.
So, and that was thanks in no small measure to some influencers that it went viral.
Yeah.
So we've literally sold now in every state across the
So
country.
how do you so are you just hiring somebody on that
Yeah, we
end
broker
to
that
install?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do the consulting over a Zoom call, and that's never been done. That's never been done. We were the first to figure that one out.
Thank you,
of how to do it
COVID.
successfully. Mm-hmm. And then we ship the equipment out. But in those moments when you're like, wow, this is really rough, I just had to let go people, or how do I find more people? I need people and I can't find good work anymore. It's got to be your why. If your why is big enough, it will sustain you through those moments of trial, of tribulation, of, arguing as whether you're married and you're working together or
We're not arguing, we're having discussions.
Right.
Yeah.
Always a discussion.
Yes.
So anyway, but there are moments when you're like, man, is this really worth it? And then you come back to the why, and it's got to be bigger than yourself. It's got to be a big why.
Yeah. You're saving lives,
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally.
There you
I mean, our work literally is in finding a common cause. I don't have to purify water for free and give it to the community. I don't have to make a donation to a nonprofit charity water instead of a set of steak knives. I could just make it about them. But that's not true to who we are. So
Right.
finding your why, I think, is so, so big.
Right.
And the bigger the why, the stronger your drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it touches everyone. So every single person is going to benefit. And I love that too, because when everybody talks about market share and when you say who is your perfect client, it's anybody that drinks water. So literally.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people to save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
the story
it's
out.
not getting any better.
No.
And it's all the unknowns. Like, that's what just people don't quite grasp. It's not just about the fluoride that we know. It's not just about the lead, the arsenic, the trihalomethanes, the chromium-6. By the way, Aaron Brockovich, these young people don't even know who that is.
I know.
And chromium-6 is in Utah's water. All of it, pretty much.
All 18 municipalities
Yeah.
have tested positive now
Mind-blowing. So those are the
So
knowns.
that's-
for Chrome 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the knowns.
Yeah.
What are the unknowns that haven't even been discovered yet?
Every day you turn on your tap, you are seeing the best water you'll ever see. Our great-grandchildren will envy the water
That we have now.
today and wish they had it. And it's bad now. We call it the toxic tsunami. There is a microscopic, very slow-moving tsunami underground. That these toxins, it's taken 50 to 75, even 100 years since it was first polluted on the surface, and now it's coming down and migrating through. There are toxins from Geneva Steel on the east side of Utah Lake that are coming up over in Eagle Mountain. They permeated down under the lake and the groundwater, and it's now being pumped up to the cities of Eagle Mountain and Saratoga Springs. And that happened 75 years ago. In 20 years, it's going to be exponentially worse.
Yeah.
Well, and we have 1 million people moving into Utah County, and Eagle Mountain will be the largest city in the state, and that's a lot of people to save.
Yeah,
So it's an amazing why, and I love it.
yeah.
Thank you.
Any parting words of just advice or just?
Well, no, just thank you guys. Thanks for doing what you guys are doing with Reunion's been awesome.
Hey, relationships matter.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
And
Oh,
it
that's
was
what Feast
immediate. I remember the moment we met. I was just like, I love these people so much.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah, totally.
But
Part of the reason why
relationships
we're
matter.
here.
And how fun that it was as simple as, hey, can the residents come over and get clean water? And the response was yes. And then it was, and that is how good your heart is. So
Thank you.
anyway.
Thanks for being on the podcast with us
Hey,
today.
thanks you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Reunion Podcast. We hope you're walking away with fresh insights, real stories, and that extra spark to keep building traction, nourishing your growth, and thriving big. If you've loved this conversation, hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. And if you'd like to join the movement, come sit at our table and be featured as a guest and share your story. Visit thrivewithreunion.com and stay connected with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. You'll find all the details in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up, stay connected, and let's thrive together.